Good afternoon. Hi, it's Miss Bailey here at Bailey Preschool. Today we're going to be doing 3D shapes. Now, this activity is really for my kindergarten students. It's not to say you preschoolers can't follow along, but I just want to put that out there that this is really a kindergarten activity. The 3 and 4-year-olds should be concentrating on the basic shapes, or the 2D shapes, the square, the triangle, etc. But once they get into kindergarten, then they will focus on the 3D shapes. However, you can use this activity to help you just around the house with your 3-year-old and your 4-year-old. Maybe point out the 3D shapes so that, for example, they know ice cream cone is not a triangle, but actually a cone shape. So all of my 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds, kindergartners, just follow along with us, okay? Now, if you saw in a previous video, I like to use these pocket protectors. I get them from the dollar store for just $1, but then you don't have to keep making copies, so I can let all my kiddos use this one sheet of paper because it's in this pocket protector. And what you want to do is use dry erase crayons. They come like in a package like this by Crayola. They look like this. Or dry erase markers, because if you use regular crayons, it might be more difficult to get it off of this sheet, and it's just better to use the dry erase product. All right, so let's get started. I'm gonna move this so you can see. So we have the 3D shapes here, and they are the cone, the cube, the rectangular prism, the sphere, and the cylinder. And then we have some everyday objects that you will see around your house or around your school, and you have to figure out where those objects fit with what shapes. And this one is color-coded to make it fun. So we have to color, for example, everything that's in the cone shape orange. And I think what we'll do is we'll just go through each box and figure each one out. So the first picture, if you can see right here, it's a box of Kleenex. And so this box, what shape would we say that is? Well, if we weren't able to look at the depth, it might be easy for you to say, hey, that's a rectangle. But because of the depth, we wouldn't just call it a regular rectangle. We would call it a rectangular prism. So what color are we going to color the box of Kleenex? We're going to color it green. And remember, there's no rush. You can color nice and slowly and neatly, because sometimes you might have a teacher that really doesn't appreciate if you go really fast. So you're going to want to go slow. Okay? Our next picture, this is a funnel. And maybe you've seen your mom use this in the kitchen to pour things from one thing to another. Maybe you've used it on the playground in the mud kitchen. Maybe you've seen your dad or your uncle use it when they're like pouring oil in their car. So that's where you would see something that looks like that. And so which one of these shapes fits? We have to look at the whole thing. It's almost like a triangle at the bottom. And if you see something that almost looks like a triangle, then your best bet, it fits with the cone. So our cone shapes are going to be orange. Our next picture is of a barrel. It's called a barrel. And barrels usually have things in them like water or other supplies. And which one of these might fit the barrel? You're going to probably think it's between these two, the sphere and the cylinder, right? So look more carefully at it. It's going to be the cylinder. So we're going to color it yellow. I'm going to use my dry erase marker for that one. You see how that works on this pocket protector? Just goes on nice and easy. And if I make a mistake and maybe I went too fast, I can just take a tissue. A regular tissue will work. Or you could just get like an old sock. And I just go against it. And see, it came right off. All right. Our next picture is a picture of a party hat. Like if it was your birthday and you were going to have a party. That's an easy one. That's the cone. We're going to color it orange because it's a cone. So you see, if your teacher at school ever gave you, or if you're homeschooled and your caretaker gave you the sheet, what you're learning to do is to follow directions and follow a scale. Even if you can't read, maybe you can't read that this says 3D shapes coloring, but you could read the names of color words because you've been practicing them. And you would know, well, then I should color all of the cones orange. So that's what we did. The next picture is a picture of a can. It's supposed to be like a can of soda, so it says fizz on it. I don't know if you can see that. And so this can, that's an easy one. What shape? Cylinder. So we have to color it yellow. Here we go. Nice and neat. Oh, look at this. Basketball. You guys know that one, right? Which one would the basketball be? It would be a sphere. Sphere. Because it's not a circle. It's not a circle. Because if you could see it, you would see the depth and you would know balls, they're not circles, they're spheres. Remember, if you look at another lesson we have, to be a circle, it would have to be flat. And so balls, you get to bounce them. So they're spheres. So we're going to make that ball blue because all of the spheres are blue. And look at this. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this toy. We had this toy when I was a little girl. I don't know if that tells on me, but this is a Jack in the Box. It's a little person, but it's coming out of a box. And so a box, what shape would that be? That would be the cube. See the box? Boxes are usually cubes. And it's red. I'm going to get my red. I'm going to color the cube red. Okay. The next picture, do you know what that is? If we had two of them, if we had two of these, we would call them a pair of dice. Dice. But since we just have one, we refer to it as die because there's just one. If we have two of them, they're called dice. If we have one of them, they're called die. Okay? So as a cube, this is a cube, see, just like the box. See, you see the similarities there? It's a box. Right here, red again. There we go. All right, our next picture. See it? It's a fruit. It could be, looks like a tomato or it could be an apple. What shape is that? Again, we're not doing 2D, we're doing 3D, so it's not a circle. Remember, it's called a sphere. So it is blue. Since it's blue, I don't know if I would call it a tomato or an apple. I might call it a plum. Maybe. Or blueberry. What about this? It's a globe. It too is a sphere. There we go. I'm coloring the sphere blue. It's a globe. It's not a circle, it's a sphere. Next we have, I guess that could be considered like a witch's hat, or it could be considered a cone that you might see like on the street to block a car or something. But it's has that like triangle looking shape, except that it has depth. So it's not a triangle, it is a cone. So we have to color it orange. And here, you're familiar with that, it says lunch, it's a lunchbox. What shape is that? It's an easy one. It should be. Is it a cube or is it a rectangular prism? this is a rectangular prism because it has 2 short sides and 2 long sides. Remember, just like rectangles have 2 short sides and 2 long sides? See, 2 short sides and 2 long sides. So it's a rectangular prism. So we have to color it in green. If you ever get confused between a rectangle and a square, just remember the rectangles have 2 short sides. Like maybe think of R2D2. I don't know if you're familiar with R2D2, but R2, so rectangle, 2 short sides. All right, the next one is a ice cream cone. Easy, it has the word cone in the word, so we know that's a cone, and we're gonna color it orange. Have some dreamsicle ice cream there. Orange sherbet. Here we have a book. So which shape would the book be? Is this book 4 equal sides? Or 2 short sides and 2 long sides? If you're having a hard time seeing, on my end, it's 2 short sides and 2 long sides, okay? So this also would be a rectangular prism, so we're going to color it green. It's just turned the opposite direction. What about this roll of paper towel here? Where would that go? Look at all of it. Maybe look at it from this angle if you're having trouble. And you should see the little circle look here. Right? But it's long though. It's not just one circle look like this basketball. It's has that little circle look, but it's long. And the cylinders, remember, they have that little circle look. You see right here? But it's long. So that's a cylinder. Okay? Paper towel, a roll of paper towel is a cylinder. So mommies and daddies and grandmas and aunties, who's ever helping, if you give your child a piece of paper towel, just remind them, like, okay, come and get your piece of cylinder paper towel. Piece of paper towel from the cylinder. Once you take the paper towel off a cylinder, it's probably a square or a rectangle, but on the roll, it's a cylinder, okay? So just think and trying to remind your young one about the shapes, because I can tell you that when I was a kindergarten teacher, these 3D shapes, some of these, like the cylinder and the sphere, might be the most difficult ones for your little one. And our last shape here, again, so it looks like that's the cone and that's the witch's hat. Again, it's a cone shape. You see the point at the top? So we know that's a cone, and we're going to color it orange. The orange crayon fell on the floor. Okay, and there we go. Nice and neat. There we have it. Our paper's all done. And look, when you're done, or you need more practice, or you mess up, or you need to give it to your sister or your brother, you just take the paper towel and rub it, and it comes right off like magic. Like magic. I hope you enjoyed doing that 3D shape coloring project with me. I had lots of fun. And you guys have to like this video and tell your parents to let you look at all the Bailey preschool videos. We have so much fun. We're doing so much work and we're learning so much. See you next time.